Hello buddy, Crow back again with another pickups video, and this is part 2 of the Midwest Gaming Classic pickups. Now this is going to be a fairly shorter video because there's only 3 Sega games I picked up. I'm just going to show those 3 games in this video. And the first one I'm going to show is Bonanza Brothers. Now this game, this cartridge here is completely messed up, and normally there's even a chunk taken out of there. And now this was $4. And normally I wouldn't have even picked up a loose cart. But here's why I did it. It's because I had a complete in-box Bonanza Brothers. The cartridge looked fantastic. There's like a little bit of writing on it. But this didn't work at all. When I was going through my games and I was testing everything, I could not get that game to work. I took the cartridge apart, I cleaned it the best I could. I resoldered some of the points and stuff just to see if I could get it to work. No dice, could not get it to work. Now I saw this was one of the things I had in my look for list. Okay, I didn't want to buy it online. I was like, I'm gonna wait for the I actually bought this at the Midwest Gaming Classic a couple years ago and I completely forgot about it. This was $2 and the game didn't work, but it was complete otherwise. This was $4, and I saw it, and I was looking specifically for it, and this was the only copy I saw at the entire event. There was tons of Genesis games, but this is the only Bonanza Brothers I saw, loose cart. So I asked the guy, I was like, what's up with this? I mean, this label's ripped, the cartridge is cracked, and the guy's like, yeah, well, it works. I'm like, well, if it'll at least work, I'll buy it for $4. And you know what? He was not lying. This game worked. So, actually, after I figured out it worked, I actually just replaced this with this, and actually this is garbage right now. Right in the garbage right now. So, yes, this is what I have now. But Bonanza Brothers, it's kind of a weird game. I never played it before. I just had it because I like these older style Genesis box where they have the common thing with the black with the grid on it. And what's to say? You're basically one of 2 brothers. It's always split screen, so if you're playing single player like you're seeing in the footage, you're only still seeing like half of the screen. The other half needs to be taken up by the second player. But you're basically running through a compound, trying to steal a bunch of items, and then make your escape. That's pretty much the whole premise of the game. It's a pretty interesting premise. You can shoot the cops, but they only get stunned, and then there's other guys with body armor you need to sneak up behind, and they actually recover even quicker. So your goal is not really to shoot everybody, it's really to avoid everybody, and because once they see you, they're going to blow the whistle, call more people on you, and really your goal is just to find the items and then get out. And it's actually pretty fun. I made it to the 3rd level, I believe. But, yeah, this has kind of been on other platforms too. This has been on, like, the TurboGrafx 16 and some other systems that I can't think of right now. But, yeah, pretty interesting, and it's fun for 2 players, even though I haven't played it for 2 players. I assume it's fun for 2 players. But, yeah, so let's move on. Another Genesis game I picked up was Chuck Rock. This was $10, and it's complete. Got everything in there. There's just a barcode sticker on there that I can't really take off without destroying the label, so that'll just stay on there. Why did I buy this? It's not the greatest game. I played it for a little bit, and I was like, it's not as great as I thought it was. It was just one of those games where I remember seeing it in video game magazines, thinking it looked kind of cool, and then I never really had a Genesis. But now that I had a Genesis, now that I have one, and I actually saw this game, I was like, $10, sure, I'll buy it, why not? And I just need more practice. You're not going to see the greatest footage in the world for this game. I kept running into stuff. Really, the only attack he has is by bumping with his belly, and it doesn't really have the greatest range. You really need to get your timing down on it, I think. But other than that, really nothing else to say. It does look kind of interesting. I just kind of wanted it. That's all I could say. So, Chuck Rock. Lastly, for the Sega CD, I picked up Afterburner 3. This was the most expensive game I picked up. This was a $20 title. I used to have this, believe it or not. I had just the disc. When I bought the JVC XI, I bought it at Video Games Etc. And what they like to do is they like to give you some stuff in there with your system that you're buying. So I had a disc-only version of Afterburner 3 that came with the JVC XI. Now, when I was doing my collection purge, I was saying, I looked at it like, you know what, I don't want to have any Sega CD games without the cases. So I wound up selling the disc-only of Afterburner 3. Not because I didn't think it was a good game, it's just that I just wanted to have a complete copy of it. So, when I saw a complete copy of it, it's in one of the nicer, you know, the rare, earlier cardboard cases with the jewel case on the inside. The manual's in here as well. I was like, $20, yeah, I'll buy it. I like Afterburner. And yeah, I played it. It plays, I don't know if you could switch the view. I think you can. Sorry. Yeah, you can switch the view, but the default view is in the cockpit. So I left it like that when I was playing. Yeah, I made it, you know, some distance in, I guess. I'm not the greatest at Afterburner, but it is pretty cool. When you get somebody on your tail, it automatically zooms out, and then you have to do your maneuvers to try and avoid the missiles that are following you, or the guy that's right behind you, and try and get behind him so now you're ahead of him and you can shoot him down. But all in all, it is pretty much Afterburner. Got a great soundtrack because it is using the CD audio. And normally I don't like that kind of thing. It sort of seems out of place sometimes when you're using a CD audio soundtrack on a 16-bit game. But it seems to work here, so I'm glad for that. So that's pretty much it. That's all for this one. It's a short one. 2 more pickups to go for the Midwest Gaming Classic, and I think I'm going to do Nintendo stuff next. So see you all next time. Bye.